Creative Brain Candy by creators for creators.
We are betraying the principles upon which the Federation was founded. It's an attack upon its very soul. And it will destroy the Baku. Just as cultures have been destroyed in every other forced relocation throughout history.
Jean-Luc, we're only moving 600 people.
How many people does it take, Admiral, before it becomes wrong? 1,000? 50,000? 1,000,000? How many people does it take, Admiral?
I'm ordering you to the Goran system. I'm also ordering the release of the Sona officers. File whatever protests you wish to, Captain. By the time you do, this will all be done.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Smoking and Drinking in Space. This is a sci-fi podcast from a couple guys who think they know sci-fi. And this week we get sauced and continue the summer of Star Trek as we review the 9th film in the Star Trek Prime Timeline series. It's all about the space Amish in 1998's Star Trek Insurrection. But first, he's the missing lieutenant that was specifically written out of this movie to my Klingon, who they give up and gloss over why he's on the Enterprise this time. It's James, and he's not absent this week. Surprisingly.
Right. No, I'm here. I have no internet, but I have power and the phone will work just fine.
Well, I mean, it's amazing the things that you will do to get out of watching Insurrection.
Well, you know, a land hurricane was one of those things that I tried, but unfortunately, here I am.
Yeah, here you are. And he's the commander who got conned into shaving off his magic beard. It's Rob. How are you doing, Rob?
I still have a beard. Thank you very much.
Wait, are you saying you wouldn't shave it if Counselor Deanna Troi asked you to shave it?
Well, I mean, she didn't ask him to shave it. She jumped in the tub with him and went to town on it.
Well, no,
I'm okay with that.
They had a little kissy time, and then she like, ooh, yuck, I've never kissed you with a beard before, and then pushed him out of her room. So implying that you don't get any more kissy time unless you shave that fucking thing off.
And then they jumped into a tub together and took care of it. And you know he didn't get back to the bridge immediately.
I wonder what he shaved.
You think it was a tit for tat thing?
I think it was a tit for tat
thing. No,
for sure.
I don't think she had hair on her tits. It's probably tat for twat. I mean,
don't be set. Oh my God, Jesus! I don't think you can say that word.
Okay, well, this went into a really weird fucking place. James, do you know what's happening around CBC, or are you still out of the loop?
As a matter of fact, I don't. I do know, though, Jason, I do know that I missed yesterday the brainstorm with the two chicks from Spoiler, They Die. They're both from Canada. I know that. I also know Canada sucks. I know Drunkonomics. They got drunk because that's what they do. But this episode was specifically just about being drunk. I know Bad Gamers Anonymous, they're still bad. They're reviewing some games. Eyes Forward March took the week off because he's having the same kind of difficulties I was. And I think that's Simply Stogies is still on hiatus because I can't upload Jack. Like, to get this track to you, I've got to trek across the fucking city to the goddamn library just to upload it. So you're all very fucking welcome.
Well, Katobophobia this week is talking about the best way to target lacking muscles. BGA has reviewed League of Legends this week. Drunkonomics is talking all about bar etiquette. STD, which releases on Thursdays, is going over a Dexter copycat killer in the rudest Canadian Mark Twitchell. And then Simply Stogies Cigars and Coffee recorded this morning, didn't they?
Oh, we did. Yeah. I don't know when that's... I'm not the one editing that. Like, that is... Tim was like, I'll edit it. I'm like, all right. And we got to play with the new toy. We'll see if we like it. If we like it, we'll get the new toy. And then all of our cigars and coffee will look and sound just like that one.
And then in the next couple days, the new episode of Brainstorm will be up on YouTube, so you can catch that.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be lots of fun. Look, in the show notes, you're going to see some links how you can help those here in the Midwest that have been affected by the derecho, which is literally just a landlocked hurricane. We had
it's derecho.
Derecho.
I thought it was derecho.
Jesus Christ, you guys are worse than the fucking people at Ghost of Tsushima. Is it Tsushima? Tsushima? They don't fucking know. Derecho, derecho.
Derecho.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah, it might be that. There'll be some links that you can follow to if you feel like donating. Look, here in Cedar Rapids, in the Marion area, we had gusts up to 140 miles an hour for more than an hour. We're not built for that. Hurricanes, it's basically a Cat 4 hurricane. People who get hit with Cat 4 hurricanes get days and days and days to prep. We had 10 minutes. So we got hit. We got blindsided. Our infrastructure is not built for that. Hundreds of thousands of people lost power. Didn't have power for 10 or 11 days. It's been crazy here. There's every building in the city has sustained damage. There are still thousands of people without power. There's still thousands of people homeless. Entire apartment complexes lost their roofs. It's bad here. It's very bad here. So there'll be links in the show notes I'll give to Jason somehow, some way. And if you feel like giving, that's where, I think a lot of people here in the area that would greatly appreciate that and benefit from your generosity.
So the important question, though, is your cigars made it through.
Yeah, they were fine. They're in a Winador. My brother, actually, so I was without power technically, like without complete power for 6 days. And then my brother got power in Davenport. He called me up and he's like, hey, I bought a generator. Do you want it? I'm like, I've got one too. He goes, oh, you do? I said, yeah, it's keeping my freezer on. He goes, well, what else? my freezer? He's like, yeah, I'll be up in an hour. So he drove up and he brought his giant generator that he bought an adapter for to plug into his box, his electrical box that ran everything in his house.
Nice.
So my fridge got turned on. All the fans got turned on. My 3 Winadors got turned on because priorities. Video game got turned on. TV got turned on. I tried internet. Didn't have internet then. Don't have internet now. So yeah, no, it was fun. So the shout out to my brother for coming up and helping a brother out. He's like, look, just because the power's out doesn't mean you got to live like a fucking caveman.
Right.
That's a good point. Yeah. All right. Good.
I'm surprised you didn't have a solar generator or a stationary bike with a alternator hooked up to it.
A stationary bike would have taken too much effort.
That's too much power. Yeah.
Really? To keep your Winadors going.
Oh.
Oh yeah. The things he would do for his Winador. That's true.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. I think I'm going to invest in a giant ass generator though, so I don't have to deal with this ever again.
You probably won't ever have to deal with it ever again if you buy a giant ass generator.
Or I probably won't have to deal with it ever again because all of the fucking trees that could fall on my house have fallen.
Yeah, you have no trees.
None.
Not going to replant?
Yeah. No, fuck. No, fuck these trees. They're killer trees. They fucking tried to kill all of us here in the town. No.
So you can replant, and by the time you die, they might be tall enough.
Oh, no. Here's what the city said. So the city of Cedar Rapids lost more than 50% of its canopy. We're known for our trees, apparently, here in Cedar Rapids. And also all of the smells.
I thought you were known for
corn.
Okay, look, assholes. Iowa is the number one fucking producer of corn, the number one producer of soybeans, number one producer of pork, number one producer of eggs, and the number one producer of something else. And I forget what
assholes.
Yeah.
That's probably, that would be the 6th thing. There's 5 agricultural things that we are number one in. So it's not just corn, dicks. But yeah, like $10 billion worth of crops were just devastated. You could see the devastation from space. Like it was bad. And so the city of Cedar Rapids wants to replant these trees, but they said, we're not going to replant saplings. We want to have the canopy back. So we're just going to go buy big trees.
Oh, that's stupid.
Well, you know, there's a lot of things that Cedar Rapids is known for. Having smart politicians, not one of them.
Yeah, well, you know, when I think Cedar Rapids, I think trees.
Is that
actually,
what you think of?
No.
I think of Rapids because it's a Cedar Rapids.
Oh, that's right. It does have cedar in the name.
And I figured you guys, you know, since it says Cedar Rapids, I figured you guys just go around on rafts and stuff from place to
Wooden
place,
raft.
kind of like
Yeah, wooden rafts. Yeah.
Around
just
the cedars.
like-
Do you guys actually have cedars?
I don't know. I'll tell you this: the maple tree. I found out it was a maple tree. Someone told me it was an oak. Nope, maple tree. The maple tree in the front fell, and the ash tree in the back fell. So, no, I don't want to replant. Fuck trees. Trees are trying to kill us. It's 2020. There are 2 hurricanes bearing down on the Gulf at the same time.
Yep.
I'm pretty much done with everything at this point. I am voting Wormwood 2020.
Well, good luck with that. I'm sure
Thanks.
Wormwood would just deny the nomination. So who's ready for a pod crawl?
Oh, let's do this.
Yes,
Let's do it.
please.
We can call it, I don't know, say a pod crawl? The pod crawl! Pod crawl! Pod crawl! Pod crawl! Excellent! Insert it deep! Pod crawl! Kind of like a space suppository full of information.
I have to do this movie now. I hate you guys. Fine. The movie opens with Find the Boy in the Haystack, and a shot of this movie's space MILF. Why is every peaceful planet a farming community? Does technology automatically make you evil?
Yes.
Starfleet is a peeping Tom. How do you build an invisible base without people knowing? The Enterprise has turned into a diplomatic vessel. God, this movie is boring. Riker and Troy are getting frisky. Worf has a flowing chestnut mane and a pimple the size of Montana. They were in Montana last time, right? Data is protecting the planet with a torpedo-equipped shuttle that seems excessive for a survey mission. Data is immobilized by fancy science, and the crew beams down to the surface to watch kids play extreme hacky sack and rescue the prisoners. Picard meets Space MILF and forgets all about Crusher. Troy and Riker get frisky again because the briar patch makes people horny. Some other shit happens that doesn't matter, and we are back with Riker and Troy enjoying a nice bubble bath together while Troy shaves Riker's face with a straight razor. Admiral Sketchy reminds Enterprise that they need to leave so he and Leatherface can do sketchy things. Oh, and Leatherface gets liposuction. Cosmetic surgery in the future is terrible. Picard, Data, and Space MILF go to the site of Data's accident. Data gets revenge on all the bad people by draining the lake and causing flooding further down the river. Hey, look, a cloaked ship is in the bottom of the lake that looks just like their village inside. Picard mansplains to Space MILF about holograms and throws her off the ship when she talks back. Space MILF reveals that she is over 309 years old because of the Benjamin Button rings surrounding the planet, and that she has time-stopping powers. Geordie's eyes heal themselves, and he goes and sees a sunrise for the first time. This was random, but okay. Leatherface and Admiral Sketchy visit Picard, and Leatherface springs a leak when he gets mad. Cue the standard moral dilemma that is in every Picard movie. This time, they touch on forced relocation. Picard is ordered by Admiral Sketchy to take his toys and go home. Picard, with his new young rebellious attitude, goes rogue with the rest of his senior staff. The villagers proceed to walk the Trail of Tears towards caves that happen to block transporters. Picard gets to see Space MILF's time-stopping powers in action. Leatherface sends down tagging drones and follows the Enterprise into the briar patch. Oh look, the Enterprise needs a new warp core. Typical. We get another example of why seatbelts are needed in Starfleet. Riker plays with the ship's joystick, and it ejaculates gas all over the Sonner ships, and they explode from sheer excitement. Space MILF gets crushed by some rocks, but that's okay. She has time-stopping powers, and holds out till Crusher can give her space medicine that makes her all better. Picard and Space MILF get tagged so Admiral Sketchy and Picard can continue their debate. Turns out Leatherface and Space MILF are the same race. The children were kicked out, and now they are coming back to steal the Benjamin Button rings. Admiral Sketchy has a change of heart, and is rewarded by Leatherface with a facelift as well. But Leatherface isn't a trained professional, so Admiral Sketchy dies on the table. Picard reasons with Junior Leatherface, and hatches a plan to defeat Senior Leatherface. I'm not sure how long it takes Leatherface to start up his space penis, but it was long enough. Let's work this out. Picard gets to a communication panel and explains the plan to Data and Worf. Data goes back to the village and gets the captain's yacht, flies it up to the ship, and causes a distraction. Worf somehow gets to the holodeck ship and reprograms it to look exactly like Leatherface's bridge. Which is impressive since he has never seen the bridge. Oh yeah, and programmed the simulation to show up on the view screen. He also locks out access to the systems, beams the entire bridge crew over, and beams himself over to the real ship. So they needed like 5 minutes. Great, done. The plan works. Leatherface watches a movie of his space penis inserting his seed into the rings, and Picard saves the day. Sorta. Leatherface knows he was played and transports to his space penis to perform manual stimulation. Picard transports over so he can cock-block Leatherface. Riker comes back and decides that he isn't satisfied with destroying just one Enterprise. He heads for a collision course with Leatherface's ship so he can get 2 destroyed ships under his belt. Picard succeeds in blocking the space penis, and it explodes from all the backed-up pressure. The village is safe and Data plays Find the Boy in the Haystack, and Roll Space MILF gave Troy a run for her money as the hot one. Credits.
No, okay, wait. Okay, first, there's a couple things that I feel need to be addressed. Number one, this is the longest fucking thing that I've ever listened to. Like, normally, the pod crawl is not nearly this long.
It wasn't
It's
that
actually
long. It was
it's
shorter.
actually about average, or maybe even a little bit shorter than a normal
you know
pod
what?
crawl.
Then that should just tip you off of how awful this movie is, number one. Number two, you could tell who wrote the fucking pod crawl because of all of the sex references.
Well, I was going to say, anybody playing saddest peanut dick joke drinking game is dead now.
Yeah, they're
yeah.
4 sheets, 5 sheets, maybe 10 sheets to the wind. Who knows?
Possibly 10 sheets to the wind. And 3,
So-
there is no way that Space MILF gave fucking Troy a run for her money.
Oh, I don't know.
In
She
any
was
way,
pretty fucking hot.
Shape or form. She was okay. She's a weird face. She's like a Picasso face.
A Picasso face? What the fuck is that?
It just didn't
No,
look normal.
No, James, what you don't realize is those artifacts, that was from the streaming that you were trying to do with your movie, with your shitty internet.
Yeah. No, I own the movie. This is actually literally the first time I've watched it since I've bought the movie. And it was just as terrible as I remember.
It's
If
not great.
more so.
It's not quite as bad as I remember it, but yeah, it's still not great. It's an extended fucking episode. It's a 2-hour fucking TNG episode.
All right, look, I'm glad you brought that up because this is my first thing that I thought of today while watching this movie is like, it's just an episode. And so far, they've all just been, and this goes back to the original series, they're all just long episodes.
Well, no, I think First Contact was an actual movie. It felt like a movie. It was designed like a movie.
It was good.
I guess maybe, but all of these things they're just long episodes. Even Khan was just a long episode.
No.
Yeah. It's just they have a bigger budget, which by the way, the effects don't really hold up all that well. Some of them with Data.
Yeah, the Data underwater scene. I mean, it looked like an android holding his breath.
So they
That's
put extra makeup on him to make it waterproof.
Right. But that
which
still doesn't
in turn made him poofy.
No, that did not. No, him holding his fucking breath made him poofy.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't just do something like an aquarium or something like that, and then shoot through the aquarium to make it look like he was underwater, but he's just walking by it. And then you see the fish.
Then you can't get the hair flow.
The hair flow wouldn't work right.
Yeah, it wouldn't look right.
Yeah, well.
But he was holding his breath and he was holding it up in his neck, and that's what made him look poofy.
Maybe he wasn't holding his breath. Maybe he was just making sure that all of his orifices stayed closed so that he didn't rust by taking in water through his mouth.
Okay, but they explained he doesn't rust.
Right.
Well, you don't know that.
No.
I do know that. They fucking explained it. The little boy said, does he rust?
Will he
and
rust?
Picard laughed at him. Yeah. No.
Yeah,
maybe
Picard
he was
laughed at him
laughing
like, you stupid little shit.
Or maybe he laughed at him because he's like, oh, we never thought about that.
No.
Yeah, he laughed because, oh, yeah, well, data may rust. That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay. So I really enjoyed, and this wasn't in the pod crawl, it should have been, but I enjoyed the fact that Worf showed up for absolutely no reason, and they said, fuck it, we're not going to try to explain this one.
They just like, why are you here? And he started to explain it. They just totally cut away. Like, fuck it, we don't care anymore. He's just here.
Yeah.
Right.
They've gotten away from any kind of pretext or pretense on bringing him on board.
So there are some good things about this movie, though, right? So I think one of the good things is the Riker maneuver,
right?
Which is what ram it up its ass or something.
No, he took in all of that gas, that explosive gas.
No, that's right. That's right. He plays with the joystick.
Loose.
Yeah, plays with the ship's joystick and then blows his load all over
the Riker maneuver. Dads have been doing it for eons.
All right. So I think that's a good. I think that's something good about the movie. The action wasn't that bad when there was action. The whole fucking Worf going through puberty. Seriously.
Yeah, how fucking young is Worf, or how late do Klingons go through puberty? I mean, he couldn't have regressed that fucking fast.
Right, but that's my question: is did we have to have that? Was that absolutely 100% necessary to the story? To have Worf go through puberty. It wasn't even that
you had to have
fun.
a reason. You had to have a reason for Riker to poke fun at him, right?
But I mean, there's other ways you can do that. They tried to do the comedy that they tried to do was ham-fisted in this
so bad
movie, and it didn't play well.
Lock and load.
Yeah, the
saddle up,
trying to make Data into a fucking comedic character again didn't play well. Nope. Making fun of Worf in puberty didn't play well. It didn't make sense.
Who are the screenwriters for this travesty? Was it Brennan and who was it? Berman?
So the screenplay was by Michael Piller.
Piller.
Story was by Rick Berman and Michael Piller, Michael Piller wrote the screenplay.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
and he actually wrote a book about developing and writing this.
Why? Who would buy that?
Apparently, there was some controversy or something. They
what was the controversy? Were they like, this movie's terrible? Because that's the only controversy.
He wrote a book on the making of the movie, and then was going to release it, and then Paramount squelched it because they didn't want it getting out, and so it was published after he died online.
I don't care. I honestly, this movie's just objectively bad. There's not anything really redeeming about it. Yeah, there's some good things. Like, I'm very glad that Troy and Riker got together. I'm very, but the story was, there was no subtlety to the fucking story. That, and look, the only bad guy we can come up with is fucking Starfleet. That's the bad guy we fucking come up with.
Again.
If you want to come up with Starfleet being a bad guy, like, go the fucking Picard route, where it's being infiltrated by someone outside of Starfleet.
Yeah, and
go the season 1 route. Right, but they did, because they did it in season 1. That's how season 1 of TNG ended.
Yeah, and it's not even Star Trek. It's Star Trek admirals. Has there been a good Star Trek admiral? I mean, an honest and forthright and moral Starfleet admiral in TNG? I can't think of one.
Yeah, the
Admiral Janeway, but not in TNG.
No, Admiral Nechev.
What episode was that?
There was a couple episodes, I think, where there was Admiral Nechev. I'm almost sure that's the name. There were a couple in TNG. There were a few that were really good, but for the most part, yeah, when you saw an admiral, they were dicks.
Or the main bad guy.
Right, but I don't like. So with this guy, Admiral, what's his nuts? I don't even remember his stupid name.
Doherty.
Doherty, but we call him Admiral Sketchy.
Sure, Admiral Sketchy. I'm good with that. Rob, that's kind of funny. I mean, it's moderately funny.
You're moderately funny looking. Okay?
It's so hard for you to give him a compliment, isn't it?
It really is.
It's hurting. He's hurting inside right now.
Okay, you know what? Fuck it. Now it's marginally funny. It's not even that funny anymore. Just marginally.
You're marginal.
You don't even know what marginal means. You're like, is that the fucking butter substitute?
Yeah, he
I was
spreads
going to
it on
say,
his
isn't that what you
toast.
spread that on your bread? Yeah. And you don't want all that cholesterol?
Right. You can leave it in your garage and it never rots.
Or get soft.
Yeah, gross.
Or liquefies, yeah.
Right. Yeah, so Admiral Sketchy, it wasn't even that good of a bad guy. Like, he had moral qualms with what he was doing, or quabbles, before or while he was doing it. Right?
Yeah, but he never did anything about it. Yeah.
No, until the very end when he's like, "Nah, we're not going to do that, I don't think."
Well, it's probably his character got sucked in, and by the time he realized how far in he was, it was beyond the point of return. I mean, he was just in, and going back wasn't an option at that point. But it was a weak character. It was.
Well, they were all weak. Even the bad guys were weak. Soren,
Sona,
whatever. Wasn't he a famous actor?
Yeah, F. Murray
The main
Abraham.
protagonist? Yeah. Yeah, he did a shitty job here.
I thought he did an okay job. I thought the writing sucked.
Oh yeah, no, the writing was terrible.
I mean, he was a one-dimensional bad guy. He had those fucking rings on the mind, and that's it. He wanted those rings.
But it was patricide.
I think that was secondary. I think that was an added bonus. I think if he was able to take those metaphasic rings without killing the Baku, he still would have taken the metaphasic rings.
Well, they were fully planning on relocating them without killing them. Hell, they were going to do it without them ever knowing.
Well, but I think that was the Starfleet.
That was
the Federation influence.
Yeah, I think that he was going to kill him either way. To be honest with you, I think that's what his plan was from the beginning. The problem that I have with the character is I think that the whole patricide thing was an afterthought. I really do. I think you're right. I think the writers went, man, this is just one dimensional. How can we make this 1.5 dimensions? And they're like, oh, let's make them the same race. Oh, fucking genius. Because I'm sure at the round table, like, can we do something with time travel? No, we just did that.
No, they did. It wasn't time travel, but time stopping powers.
That's the only reason you think this chick is even marginally hot, which, by the way, I did. Like, she's got a nice body. Her boobs are nice and everything, if I can, objectify her for just a moment. But her face, I'm sorry, she's got a margin face or a butter face.
I disagree.
Butter face. She's got the pouty lips, but her nose is a little weird. I don't know. She just didn't do it for me. Troy, on the other hand, always does it for me.
Troy was still hot. I will give you that.
Oh, Troy. Marina, baby. You got to call me. And when you call me on a party chat line with fucking 7 to 9. I mean, we can all 6 of 9, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, my God. Wow. That was awful.
You're all welcome that I decided to,
show up.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. What was the whole fucking point of the time stopping? That seemed like out of left
she could
field.
save herself.
Yeah,
so
Picard,
herself.
It wasn't her. It was Picard. Picard saved her. That's like you. I think you missed the point of that. It wasn't that she saved herself by slowing down time. It was that Picard slowed down time so that she could be saved.
Yeah,
and because she even said, and you thought it would take 300 years to learn.
But what was the point of all that? I didn't. It seemed totally irrelevant to the fucking movie at whole.
It absolutely 100% was. There's a lot of this movie that was irrelevant. The whole fucking the little boy. What was the point of that? Was he trying
comic relief?
He was
there to help.
They ham-fisted Data's humanity into this.
Yeah, they put that kid there to help Data with his comic relief role. It was so Data learning how to be a child. Even though he's got the emotion chip now. I mean, he's surely knows how to fucking play and enjoy, leisure time. I mean, he enjoyed leisure
didn't-
time before.
He didn't take it with him.
I know he didn't take it with him, but it's not like he never uses it. And it's not like
I
he
don't
takes it
understand that.
out
Does he just-
and doesn't remember, what he experienced
Does he
before.
just use it? Does he just use it on occasion? Is it like masturbation for him? Like every once in a while he's bored, he like turns it on?
Yeah, I don't
Well-
understand why they're flip-flopping back and forth between data and emotions. I mean, it's
Just give him
they
the fucking
opened up
emotions.
the
Let's be done with it.
box for him to experience emotions and move closer to,
Humanity.
being human. Yeah, being human.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to, close that box back up.
Put it back on the shelf and
And it doesn't
I
make
wonder
sense.
if-
It's fucking stupid.
Well, I wonder if they did it because they needed him to go nuts in the first act, and so if they made him go nuts and they had the emotion chip, like how would that enhance his nuttiness? But here's the thing: I think they could have easily written around that and said, his secondary protocols shut down his emotion chip.
yeah.
So that
Right.
I think that's an easy techno babble.
Yeah, because they had already basically said that. They said that his ethical subroutines take over. To preserve
like all
him.
he knew was right and wrong.
Yeah, so boom, it turns off the emotion chip.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Easy enough.
Like, yeah. I don't.
No, they wanted to
don't
make
get it.
a data explorers being more human again, but the emotion chip got in the way. So they got rid of the emotion chip, made him comic relief, and it fucking just drives me nuts.
They made Worf comic relief too. Which, by the way, I meant to say this earlier. Can we just spell when we're putting Worf into the pod crawl machine that spits out the hot lady voice? Can we just spell it like you spell a wharf so it sounds right instead of Worf?
That's apparently how British people say wharf.
Not if you spell it WHARF.
Are you sure?
Like
I think
a
we
wharf.
need to do some research on the fly.
I'll
Get
just
at
say,
it, Jason. Put it.
I'm
Shove it in
just
the
saying.
machine. Shove it in the
War-
machine. Make the British lady talk.
Make the hot lady talk.
Make the hot British lady talk. Do it.
All right, fine.
Do it.
Just saying, like wharf is a thing. Like, oh, where are you going? Oh, we're headed down to the wharf. baby.
Okay, do WHARF, do WORF, and do WARF. Let's see how they all sound.
Wharf.
Where?
I'm curious what she ends up saying. So,
Yeah, just give me a sec. I gotta get this.
yeah.
set up.
I'm gonna move forward with something else here. Why is there so much damn cloaking going on in this movie? I thought cloaking was a rare thing, right?
Well, why does the Federation have it?
Yeah, apparently if the Federation just the Dominion War just undid everything. The Defiant
well,
has
they
a cloak. Let's do it all.
So it's the Khitomer Accords that
The second Khitomer Accords.
right that
apparently,
prevent
too, yeah.
that prevent them from having cloaking.
Right.
But it also outlaws fucking subspace weapons
Mm-hmm.
because that's a new thing that people have
Yep. Tears holes, unreliable.
in reality
Or
Yeah.
unpredictable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know how you fix that?
You just eject your warp core.
Eject a warp core.
Yeah,
Which
that's really
which seems to
all you
happen
need.
a lot, and it makes me wonder, why does the Enterprise not have 2 warp cores?
well.
Because
If it took, can I before you go on?
okay,
Like I think I have a legitimate question here.
okay,
If it took 18 hours for the Enterprise to get to where they could send a message out to Starfleet,
yeah,
how did it only take them 30 minutes to get back to save Picard, especially given the fact that they had just ejected their fucking warp core?
well, because they don't use warp, they use impulse engines inside.
They can't go. Yeah, but you can't go full impulse. That's why
Yeah.
it takes so long to get through the Briar Patch.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because this movie sucks. That's why.
the same reason why they came up with this elaborate plan within the 30 minutes that it took to ejaculate the space penis.
Jesus Christ. I don't understand why it's a space penis or why it ejaculates.
Because it was spewing its splurge. You saw the little rings hit the ring.
Yeah, no, I saw the little rings hit
Yeah,
the rings.
the space penis was giving the rings a pearl necklace.
Yeah, one of the major things that I have a big fucking problem with in this movie is Riker steering the fucking Enterprise with a goddamn thrust master joystick.
You saw that too.
That was the dumbest. I hated this whenever I saw it in the theaters.
He was practicing his Wing Commander, okay? Didn't you use a joystick when you played Wing Commander back in the 90s?
I did.
Was Freddie Prinze Jr. in it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I didn't play it.
No, Freddie Prinze Jr. was not in it.
Oh,
But,
all right.
yeah. Yeah, but okay, so
Mark
Warp
Hamill
Core.
was.
Yes, he was. The Warp Core, Voyager had a Warp Core. They had a backup in their.
Where would you hold that? I mean, the fucking Warp Core is like as big as the ship is
I don't
tall.
know, but apparently Voyager had one, and Voyager was smaller than Enterprise, so you would have thought Enterprise would have had one as well, because Voyager was already gone; it had already happened, right? Yeah. They had already moved on or been teleported to the Delta Quadrant. So, the idea of having a backup warp core was there. Maybe not to the writers, but at that time, what would you call it? In canon, they would have technically already had figured that out because you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I just saw, because I'm on a phone with shitty mobile data.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw that you posted a picture of.
Oh, you got
what's
the
her face.
picture?
What is her face?
Her face
I
is Donna Murphy.
Yes.
Yeah, she's not that hot. I'm sorry. She's not that hot. She's okay. I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating crackers, even if crackers was my dog. But
Okay,
I would.
At least we've yeah.
Yeah, but she's not that hot. She's not anywhere near Troy level.
Disagree.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't think she's quite as hot as Troy, but I think she's pretty fucking hot.
Okay.
At least she was in 1998. I don't know what she looks like now, but
This movie came out in 98.
this movie was 98.
How fucking old am I? Neither of you answer that fucking question. You can both fuck off.
Very old.
Oh, you have no idea. You have no fucking idea.
So she's only 61 now.
Yeah, look, I, like Picard, have a thing for older women.
All right,
Marina.
you fucks.
Oh, let's hear it.
We got some Worf
I don't think
comparison going. Y'all ready?
All right.
Let's do it.
Which ways did you go here?
Well, you'll find out.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't
Okay,
wait.
you doorknobs. This is Worf. WORF, Worf. WHARF, and Worf. WHERF.
Yeah, I was right.
ERF.
So if you play just the WHARF, it's Worf. It sounds like Commander Worf.
Well, the Americanized Worf. I mean,
Yeah.
British people may not say Worf the same way.
I'm fairly confident they do. I don't think there's an alternative. There might be alternative Canadian spelling with a fucking U, but there is no alternative.
Or an E.
Well, it might be slightly different, for like, the Russian dub of this or the.
Maybe it's the British Canadian pronunciation. Maybe it's WOERF, Worf.
Werf.
Where?
Don't you know?
Oh, shit. Yeah, so I was right. Worf, WHARF. So we've got what? One more movie left?
Yeah. Is he in this
Okay.
one?
I mean,
Hey,
they're
look,
all in
I
it
have
just
to
barely.
fucking respell Riker and Troy to get her to say that shit correctly. I'm not
Oh,
going
you do?
through Worf as well.
What does she say for Riker and Troy?
Ricker?
Ricker?
Yeah, she
Riker, I
says
would
Ricker for Riker and Troy or something, something really weird for
Troy?
Troy.
Like, it's like a weird French tra.
Yeah, something like
I'd have
that.
a menage a trois.
Nice.
Yeah, you like that? Yeah.
That was good. That was
All right. Now that everybody's had their daily dose of inside baseball,
Well, look, I'm just going to be honest. I'd rather talk about inside baseball than this fucking movie.
yeah, no shit. So another thing that really fucking annoyed me with this movie was they said, we've eschewed technology. Well, they haven't eschewed technology. They were using technology. They just weren't using modern technology. They were still using technology to build their structures, make their clothes. I mean, a wheel is technology.
All right, split hairs, why don't you?
Well, I'm not splitting hairs, but it's technology. You can't say you eschew technology and you're still using things like fucking construction materials to build columns and arches.
But oh my God! All right, they're not Amish. Okay,
and technically,
modern technology.
Well, yeah, technically that wouldn't to them. That wouldn't be technology. That is old. That is old. You know, that's going back to your roots.
Okay, so it's old technology.
Well, you're still just splitting hairs.
I'm not splitting hairs.
You are splitting hairs. You're saying technology is a broad term. It encompasses everything from the wheel to modern technology to nanotechnology to
And it
I
doesn't
can't say that word. I can't say the C word. Otherwise, the Alexa will wake up and tell me that there's no internet, and that makes for poor podcasting. That would be podcasting soil.
What's the C word?
It starts with a C and ends in an R, and there's an compute in between.
Computer?
That would be the one. See, it can't hear you because I'm wearing headphones because I know you're an asshole. And see, I can anticipate what you will do, Rob.
So Scotty would say what? Hello, computer?
No, I'm giving her all she's got, Captain Harmony. That's exactly what Scotty would say.
Oh, okay. So I understand. Okay, space MILF can't swim. That's fine.
Nope. 300 years can't learn how to fucking swim.
Right. Whatever. Yeah. That seems stupid, but whatever.
That's what seems stupid.
Yeah. The big problem, the problem I have is she fell 10 feet away from the boat.
Okay.
Anybody can doggy paddle 10 feet.
She never learned to doggy paddle.
Apparently not. But she learned how to float on her back until they showed up so that she could
panic and then say, I can't swim.
Yeah.
Well, it was
and I like how they go in there and they're like, oh, hey, this is weird. Huh. Oh, hey, somebody's shooting at him. Let's kill him. All right, computer in program. Fuck, let's not look at that guy. Who cares?
Well, I mean, it's just a good thing Data was there because he can be used as a flotation device.
Yeah, he's nice and buoyant. Well, no, I'm not even that. I mean, you would think, okay, the dude is actively shooting at us. Maybe we should go see.
Well, okay. All right, hold on.
Look at him.
Hold on. Let's just
check him out.
Just for a second. I want to point this out. 10 minutes before they threw her into the water and then dove after her to save her, Data sank to the bottom.
Well, he was following the thing. He was following the signal. The boat was the ship.
Right, but then he jumps in the water. And floats.
Because he can float himself.
No, because he said I can be used, right? And then he almost walked on water, like he raised up when he activated that. Right. So it wasn't active yet.
Well, you figure he can probably
somewhat active.
You figure he can probably swim. He can probably create enough
so he's
rust
like a
in the water to
Right. Yeah. He can add ballast to himself somehow or sink to the bottom, you know.
Okay. All right. Hey, whatever.
Yeah.
If you say so. I would imagine that he's fairly heavy if I remember my Star Trek lore. I'm sure he Commander is. Data specs. Yeah, I don't think he can float.
Why don't you look up those data specs real quick? We'll wait.
Well, that'll take approximately
until September sometime.
14 minutes at least. It sucks. Like, I'm surprised you guys can hear me as well as you can. I'm very happy that you can. But
so I saw something really glaring, and maybe it was just me being overly critical, but it was really jarring. You know, when they're getting attacked by the ships and they're blowing up the what are the pattern buffers or whatever, the pattern blockers.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So the group's running over the bridge, which is supposed to be a rock bridge. And then the pyrotechnics go off and the whole bridge wiggles.
Yeah.
It wiggles and shakes. It's like, really? It's supposed to be stone.
Well,
and the whole thing
they're-
wiggled and shaked.
They shunned technology, Rob, so they weren't sure exactly how to
make concrete.
yeah,
and
there you go.
Okay, I got you.
Even though they had
reinforcement,
columns and yeah.
No rebar.
no rebar.
Oh, no rebar, right?
No. Only stone tools. Basically, the Iron Age.
Right.
But they know what holograms are. Don't.
Well, no. If it were
question.
the Iron Age, it wouldn't be just stone tools. The Iron Age
I
had
said
iron tools.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bronze was first, right?
Well, the Bronze Age had bronze tools. That's not
Yeah,
stone.
they had just gotten there. Just
gotten to the Bronze Age.
like last week.
I really can't wait for next week. I really can't.
I thought it was really convenient that the metaphasic radiation only kicks in after puberty.
Mm-hmm. Well, otherwise they'd have to explain why there was 300-year-old kids.
So I don't have to talk about a shitty movie for an hour.
We've moved on.
To what? A different movie?
No, to a different topic.
To a different topic. We know why you don't like this movie. It's the
shitty.
same reasons
You two
that we don't like this movie.
All right. Well, as long as we're all on the same page. I'm trying to find things to talk about with this movie that don't suck. But I find myself, I have quickly run out.
So all of the ships, all of the space scenes were all computer graphics this time. They didn't use the model of the Enterprise E. And I thought they were fine. They don't quite hold up to modern CG, but I think they were still pretty good. I think they still hold up okay.
Until they started trying to look through the window at Data.
Well, that wasn't that bad.
That was not good.
Look through in space? Or on the planet?
In space.
When he was piloting the shuttle.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, that didn't really work very well.
Yeah.
I liked how at the very beginning that a shuttle was able to take on a Baku ship or a Sona ship and like hurt it.
Well, no, you were right. They're Baku. I mean, let's not beat her.
Yeah. Baku,
Right.
Sona Baku. But like a
Finkel
little
is
shuttle.
Einhorn is Finkel.
Look, they identify as Sona now, so.
Oh, don't Sona shame.
No. You were born a fucking Baku. You're a goddamn Baku. Okay? That's just how it works, okay? God made Baku. God didn't make Sona, all right?
God. You're such a fucking troglodyte.
Wow.
That was pretty good. I thought that was pretty good. Oh, shit.
There's a lot of shit. They wanted to make this movie a lighthearted movie and try and capitalize upon the same kind of feeling that they got with Star Trek 4, which was still the highest grossing Star Trek movie to date when this movie came out.
Yawn.
It was. People loved it.
I'm not people.
You are not people. You're absolutely correct.
Soylent Green is people.
It is indeed people.
And I think they went overboard. I think it felt forced.
I think
4 did not feel
agree.
forced.
I disagree with that to an extent. 4 was more of a fun movie than this one was. I think this one, and look, I want to be very clear. I do not blame Jonathan Frakes for this movie.
No, I thought the direction in this movie was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I thought
it wasn't as tight as First Contact, but it was still pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't have any problem with that. My problems with this movie stem from story and script. I mean, it really does. That's what it boils down to. The story and the script they weren't good. I think Frakes did the best he could with a turd. He polished it as much as he could. I thought that some of the stuff worked. I thought the space battles worked. I thought, here's like the very first problem that I had with this movie, and I can't believe that I forgot about it because in the pod crawl, like you said that all of a sudden the Enterprise is relegated to diplomatic missions. Guess what, fucko? That's what Picard was known for, was being a diplomat. And so
but all of a sudden he was pissed off about it.
No, it's not that he was pissed off about it. He just doesn't like the formality of like the formals that they've got to go to and stuff. And the thing is when Picard goes and does these diplomatic things, he's always very prepared. And this like felt like he wasn't very prepared. And in fact, it felt like Picard kind of lost a little something being a diplomat this time, because he goes up and what does the diplomat do? The diplomat goes up and he shakes their hand. Well, I'm fairly confident that whatever race this was didn't shake hands, right? So he should have gone up to them and done whatever it was that they do. Like, put a headdress on instead of shaking hands first. It's a shitty diplomatic move.
Yeah, and they made it, and they also made it look like, they made it look like he was very ill prepared, or the whole ship was ill prepared in terms of like it was so chaotic and stuff.
Well,
right.
I don't know what was going on, but did you see all the pads on his desk? I mean, it looked like months of reports that he hadn't gone through.
Yeah, was he just screwing off for the last year, 2 years, whatever they were doing?
I don't know, but it didn't seem very Picard-like.
Who is this lieutenant that disappeared you were talking about in the fucking...
Oh, Barclay was supposed to be in this movie, and they wrote him out.
Why did they write out Barclay?
They wanted to give his script time to other characters, the main characters.
Well, so this happens during the same time as Voyager. And at that point in time, Barclay was out and about in other places, wasn't he? Because he was helping with Voyager and the whole Pathfinder thing or whatever it was. The
Daystrom Institute?
Yeah, well, he was helping with the whole communication network thing.
Yeah, well, guess what? Worf was at DS9 and somehow he ended up on the fucking Enterprise.
We don't talk about Worf. Worf just shows up, okay? And he shows up and you're like, okay, whatever, come on in.
Maybe Worf is actually dead and it's his ghost that keeps showing up.
At least in the next movie, there's a legit reason for him to be there.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's Troy and Riker's wedding, and of course he's gonna show up for that. But
I mean, that makes sense. But
right.
Yeah. But in this movie, it was just, hey, there's Worf. Hey, what are you doing here? And then off. You never get an explanation.
I don't.
Yeah, because I mean, he had to go out of his way to get there. It wasn't like you're picking him up at
anywhere. Yeah, anywhere fucking Worf goes, he has to go out of his way. It's Deep Space Nine. It's at the edge of the fucking frontier.
Yeah. I mean, the first one, or not the first one, the Borg thing, that kind of made sense. The Defiant was a Borg killer, designed to help with the Borg and all that kind of good stuff. And they needed everything they could, but.
And when you think about that one, like I've said this, I think on all of the movies so far with TNG, it's just all of them are a Picard movie. And
Picard and Data.
Give me a fucking Worf storyline, because Worf, the greatest line so far in all of these movies is Worf going, perhaps today is a good day to die. Like, that's fucking Worf. Give me that. Don't give me Worf with a fucking zit and fucking aggressive tendencies. Like, this it's just so stupid and infuriating. And you know what? As much as I'm not a fan of fucking Geordi because he's a whiny bitch who can't get laid in TNG, give me something to work with other than, I'm not blind anymore. I can see. I can see.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Give me something else, for fuck's sake.
There was no need for that scene.
And if you're Gates McFadden, why are you signing on to do these movies? Because you are about as useful as tits on a nun. Like, for fuck's sake.
She took out a couple drones.
She did. She saved what's-her-face with a...
Took out a couple drones.
Magic spray.
Okay, but there's nothing...
Figured out...
She's not useless. She's fucking useless.
She figured out that they were all the same.
Oh, my God. You figured out the huge plot twist, Gates. That's as much screen time as you need. No, it's not. Fuck you. I'm Gates fucking McFadden. I am Dr. fucking Crusher. You don't like it, bring back fucking Pulaski, because nobody liked that shit.
No, do not bring back Pulaski.
Exactly. So let's give her something to do. At least Troy is given something to do in every movie. At least Riker is given something to do in every movie.
What did Troy do in this movie?
Oh, she stood there and looked super fucking hot.
She shaved Riker.
She shaved Riker.
Beard.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's really that's really all you need.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What
was I
I'd let her shave my beard.
You don't have a beard.
I do have a beard, fucko.
Oh, that's right, because you haven't had power, so you haven't been able to, like, you probably stink, don't you? Probably haven't showered in weeks.
No, a little higher, Rob's mom. A little higher. Yeah, right there.
There you go.
Thank
Yeah.
So Geordi ejected the warp core whenever the subspace tear was threatening the Enterprise.
So basically shoved the Enterprise's dick into
Space vagina.
Into subspace vagina. Yeah. How do you think
Seal it
Pirate
up.
Scotty would have handled that situation?
Oh, Captain, matey, I need someone to come down here. Is there Spock around, maybe? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. All right, let's just eject the fucking warp core.
Warp core.
warp. But wait,
The warp core.
wait. Scotty doesn't know how to eject the warp core. They just blow up the whole ship.
That's why he had Spock. He was asking for Spock because Spock comes in and saves the day.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Rob, you got a haiku for us this week?
I do. Do you want to hear it?
No, not really.
No.
Too bad. All right. This one is called Space MILF.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That's what she said. Space MILF, time powers. Old as shit and still can't swim. Space MILF, Troy, call me. That's all I had. Look, this one was subpar because somebody made me write the damn pod crawl.
I didn't make you. You volunteered.
And I used up all my brain power coming up with as many dick jokes as I possibly could.
Yeah, you did. You really did.
If anything, Crowley, you should be proud at the number of dick jokes. The only thing I didn't say is clean and jerk, and I just couldn't get that in there.
That would have been next level pod crawl.
Yeah, sorry. Maybe
No,
next
you
time.
did good. I thought the pod crawl was good, except that she does not give Troy a run for her money. You're both wrong. You're both absolutely insane.
Well, tell you what, you can write next week.
66% of people agree that she does, so you're in the minority.
What? Where'd you find that stat?
There's three of us, and two of us agree that she does.
Oh,
it's
I
called
gotcha,
math,
I gotcha.
Rob.
I thought there was an actual internet thing out there. There was like somebody did a poll. Who's hotter?
No, for fuck's sake.
Wait.
We should do a poll. Let's do a poll right now. Like, let's put it up. Saddest listeners, who do you think's hotter, Troy or Picasso face? Her nose is just not proportional to the rest of her fucking head.
So you're nose shaming now.
I do a lot of shaming and judging, in my life. God only made Baku. He didn't make Sona.
All right. So next week, we're going to close out the summer of Star Trek with Star Trek Nemesis, where the Enterprise is diverted to the Romulan homeworld Romulus, supposedly because they want to negotiate a peace treaty. Captain Picard and his crew discover a serious threat to the Federation once Praetor Shinzon plans to attack Earth. It's 2002 Star Trek Nemesis. It's got everybody you love and a young Tom Hardy playing Patrick Stewart.
Tom Hardy's best character that he's ever done is, I don't remember the character's name, but in Peaky Blinders, he's the Jew. And he's amazing. And
Haven't seen Peaky
hilarious.
Blinders.
You've got to watch Peaky Blinders. Haven't I told you to watch Peaky Blinders?
Yes, you have.
How many times?
Yeah.
Watch Peaky Blinders.
That's all we've got for this week. Our intro and outro music is Welcome Home by Cambo. Podcrawl music is Snack Mix by Machette. If you like the show, please rate and review us on iTunes. You can leave us feedback on our Discord channel at smokinganddrinkinginspace.com/Discord, on Twitter at @Sidus_podcast, or you can email us at smokinganddrinkinginspace@outlook.com. If you'd like to throw a few nickels our way, you can become a Patreon supporter by going to smokinganddrinkinginspace.com/Patreon. For this week, I'm Jason.
You made me take a shit for no reason.
I did. We had other things to discuss.
Well, you know what? Fine. You don't get to find out about the fact that Jeff Goldblum got nominated for an Emmy for his World According to Jeff Goldblum.
Already knew that.
No, of course you did. Of course you did. You probably gave him a congratulation handshake on the penis.
Well, yeah. That's what we call handshakes, yeah.
Okay. No, those are called handies.
Yeah, I got. Wait, hold on. What? Yeah, I'm still talking.
Yeah, Wonder Woman 1984 came out, the trailer, so you should go check
Rob,
that out. We're out of time. Thanks.
Your mom.
Talk to you guys later.
Your mom said to call.
So, Onumamumamanu.
We'll talk to you next week.
Asteroid. No, the funny thing is this is a better connection than what you sometimes have.
Yeah,
on your
this is
computer.
better than your CornNet.
Yeah.
I mean, the quality is a little degraded, but I mean, the connection is more stable.
Yeah, you're not like wigging out. And
No, a little higher. No, a little higher, sweetie. There you go. Thanks.
There you go. Yeah. Fuck
Right
you
there.
too.